Good afternoon, ladies and gentlemen. Welcome to this special video that we're doing here at the Piccadilly Institute in London. Spectra, the 8-bit racer, is out on Friday, and in honour of that, we are here to learn how to make some chiptune music with none other than Chipzel. Welcome.
Hey, thank you.
I feel like we should have a big clap behind us.
We'll clap for ourselves.
We'll clap, yeah. There you go, there's a woo in the background.
Cheer, woo.
So you're going to teach us how to make some chiptune music?
I'm going to do my best, yes.
Oh,
it's
yes.
quite an intricate little program, considering that it's just something that you use for the Game Boy, but we're going to have a bit of fun with it. Maybe you can try it out if we have some time. But yeah, this is LSDJ. LSDJ is what's known as a tracker program, and it's for the Game Boy. And basically what it does, it allows you to create music from the Game Boy sound chip and treat it as if it was like a synthesizer. So, let's go.
Let's make some music.
Yeah, so this might look a little bit confusing. I'd just like to clarify first of all that what's going on here is that we're running a Super Nintendo so that you guys can view it. So I've got my little LSDJ cartridge in here into the Super Game Boy, which you might remember from your old gaming days. Sure. Yeah. So yeah, it's just so we can see it on the big screen. But this is LSDJ, and like all tracker programs, or most tracker programs, it works in a vertical direction. So the music will start here, it'll run through every sequence down to here. This might seem very confusing, but I'll do my best to explain it to you. So what we have is a pulse channel 1, pulse channel 2, a wave channel, and a noise channel. And the way that the interface is laid out is that you have song, which is S here, and then you have chain, C, and then you have P, phrase, and then we'll leave those for the time being.
Okay.
So basically, the phrase section is where you input notes, so that's the most interesting part. So we'll start to make some noise. We've made some noise. What we can do here is that we can hold A and right to go up in semitones. So that's all sounding a little bit gross, but that's because we haven't really put too much effort into crafting the instrument, which is this. So this is 0, 0. That represents the instrument. Everything in LSDJ is represented by hexadecimal numbers, so 2 figures. I know it's very confusing.
It's all going in.
So what we can do here is we can make some like cool sounds. So we'll go to C4. C4. Same as it is on the piano, see.
Okay.
And we'll go into our instrument screen and we'll type, we'll call this chord. And what we're gonna try and do is have the Game Boy create something similar to a C major chord.
How long have you been doing this?
7 years.
7 years.
I'm still learning new stuff about it. Yeah, that's the cool thing about it. So what we can do, so it's sounding a bit like, it's not very nice. Yeah. So we can play about with the envelope, which is like the attack and decay. So we can, basically we're just making it shorter. So we can do that. And then here we can change the type of square wave that it uses. So you've got 12.5%, which is the default. Then you've got 25%, which is sort of a bit softer. 50%, and 75%, which is sort of like an inversion of the first one and the last one. So we're gonna put it here. And I know that this might all look very, very confusing in a minute, but I'm going to just run through and give you an idea of how to make a chord. Excellent. So this is a table screen, and this is basically giving you more depth to the instrument that you've just created. So here we have volume. Again, everything works down the ways. So volume is where you would create like a type of envelope or like a delay sort of type sound. So you could have it kind of come in like sort of, and it's nice and soft, whatever. This is TSP, stands for transpose. So this is what we're going to play with to create the chord. So if we have C on the keyboard, then we go up 4 semitones to the next note, and then so 4. And then we go up 7 semitones for the third note. And what we want to do is have it like repeat on itself. So we use the command H, which is hop. So it'll hop to the next step.
Okay.
So what that'll do is it'll just run through like this rather than running down the whole way. And you'll hear that now. But we're going to make it just a bit more pleasant. So it's one of the things that you can do. The phrase section of LSDJ is the most fundamental part because that's where you input the notes. That is where all of your musical creativity, I guess, goes in. And then the real sort of challenge of it and like where you want to be pushing the limitations is crafting your instruments. Yeah, we're going to string some notes together, I think. We're going to create a new instrument just for this, and it's going to go like this.
How long does it take you to make a track usually?
It can be, I mean, like, so once you get to know the software and the buttons, because like the buttons alone are one of the trickiest parts, because there's like a limitation to what you can do on the Game Boy. Like usually I'd be writing on this, so you have to navigate the whole program with these. So it's pretty tricky. But yeah, so we're gonna throw in some notes, and you might recognize this one. Just turn it down a little bit now. It's not working. We're going to make this a little softer, actually, just so that the people behind us aren't too bothered.
It's like you've done this before.
So yeah, you might recognize this one. Let me just, Final Fantasy Prelude. I mean, what better way to celebrate the remake announcement?
For sure, right?
Yeah. So let's see. We'll put it down to the original tempo. So we'll create the next section very quickly. And what I want to do is I want to do like a remix of this on the fly. Okay. So I have like a little something prepared, but I'm just going to go with it and see what happens. This is just for your sake. I'm like checking out the notes here just so I'm not going.
Is that how you do a lot of the music?
Yeah,
just by
everything's
ear, right?
by ear. So I'm like. Very attractive.
Yeah, it's much easier when it's written down, right, as opposed to actually listening.
Especially when you've got like a 20-minute segment that you need to try and squeeze everything into. So yeah.
Do you play an instrument?
I play a little bit of piano, a little bit of guitar.
This helps as well, right? And vice versa.
I don't know. I think I've always kind of loved doing stuff by ear. So I would like to be classically trained though, and kind of have a better idea of what I'm doing rather than just going.
Apparently it takes a few years to be classically trained.
I believe
that is the problem, right?
I can be classically trained in LSDJ,
there you
right?
go, you are. It's like your second language.
It kind of is. Like people are like, "Oh, what button did you just press there?" And I'm like, I don't know. It's just like natural.
Just on kind of on autopilot.
4, 5. We're going very high. I think I went too high. Hang on. 3, 4.
It's a great tune on its own.
Yeah, I know. Masterpiece immediately. So yeah, like this is the tedious part of making music on LSDJ. It's that inputting the notes, but when it all comes together, you're kind of like, oh, that's nice. Yeah. See.
I guess it's a lot of that, listening to it over and over
Yeah,
again,
you
right?
need to kind of like go, you'll listen to it and you'll be like, no wait, that's not right, that's not right. But I mean, it's very much the same as making music on a digital audio workstation like Logic or Cubase or whatever, but it's just a little bit more tricky because there's like key presses for the navigation and stuff.
And some of your music's in Spectra, right?
Oh yes, the entire game Spectra uses my album Spectra.
Oh, all of it, right?
Yes.
Oh, wow. There you go then.
So yeah, it is a great honor to have my music in a game.
Sure.
So yes, so we can play through this. And so that'll just keep looping. You will follow this. And basically what that's doing is running through the sequences that we just made. So we can add the second part. So we're creating another instrument.
How long does it take you to create a song like this originally?
I mean, it can take anywhere between like a day to like a couple of weeks to a couple of months. It depends how it flows, I guess. Like with me, I kind of like to get the initial idea down as quick as possible so I know what I'm working with rather than like focusing too much on the sound design for like an individual bit. But this is the thing, I mean, like as I say, I've been using this for 7 years and I'm still learning like new, cool, crazy stuff about it. It's like, it's sort of endless. Like, although it's limited, if you keep pushing it, there are so many things that you can do with it. So we want to go da, na, na, na. And we want this one to be blank, so we'll just do that. And then we want yes, we're getting there.
Okay.
We're getting a song, but what I'm just gonna do is make this a little bit more pleasant to the ears. So right now it's kind of going, which is, it's okay, but could do with being a little bit softer, I think. And we can do some cool stuff in the, sorry if I'm just flying through this.
That's right. Yeah.
So you can see there it's running through the table. So we can have it like run through the different waveforms that there are. You see that? It kind of went wow, and then it went see, it's just kind of making it a little bit more interesting each time. What I'm gonna do here, very quick copy and paste. We're getting into the advanced techniques.
Oh, it's nice that you can copy and paste though, right?
Yeah, I know.
Otherwise you'll be here for
Do you know what? It took me, I think, 3 years
Oh, really?
of using, because I didn't read the manual properly.
Okay.
I picked it up and I was just like, I just want to make music, so I just went. So yeah, it took me a long time to figure out that you could copy and paste.
Think of all that time you could have saved if
I
you
know.
just read the
I could have
manual.
had like 6 albums by now.
There you go. The moral of the story is read the instruction manual.
Yeah, I think so. I'm not very good at that in general though.
No, nobody is.
So yeah. So we want it a little bit longer, I think. So.
There you go, wow.
So, now we're going to make it interesting.
Okay.
All right? We're going to Chipzel it up, I think. So, new instrument. And what I want to do here is put a kick drum on every 4th beat. So, doof, 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 doof.
Okay.
All right? So the way that we do this, this is our standard wave channel sound. You can hear there's a little bit more texture and character happening there than there was in the pulse channels. So that means there's a lot, it has its own separate instrument screen and it's got more possibilities of what you can do with it. So this is where I like to create my kicks. and my bass lines and sub basses and stuff, because you get a lot of texture and cool sort of timbres from it. So we're going to title it, because I always forget to title things. So we're going to say that this is a kick.
How does the program work then? Do you save libraries of sounds and stuff like that?
It has like, it's just got a small ROM memory bank. And I think it's possible to save up to 32 songs, I believe. But I usually can only fit maybe like 25. I'm not sure. But yeah, so kick drum. What we want to do with this, we'll forget about the screen for now. What we want is just a simple, like thud. Sorry, not a. We want a.
Okay.
And so we take the wave. This right now, what we have is a sawtooth wave, but we want a triangle wave for this, because that's the one that's got the most sub bass. And what we want to do, so right now it's sounding like this. It's not going to sound like a kick drum yet until we put the command in to shift the pitch down and have it go pew.
Okay.
So right now it's sounding like that. I'll turn the volume up a bit. And this is what we want to do in our table. We're going to use a P command, which is going to make it go pew. So you can start to hear the sort of characteristics of a kick drum happening there. Put it to F1. It's got that kind of thud, but it's also got that like clunk, glitchy sound at the end. We don't want that. So what we're going to do is we're going to use a K command, which is kill. So it'll kill all the noise after that. So you see, now we've got a kick drum. So we're going to keep it nice and simple. I'm not going to get too into that. There are many different ways to create a kick drum. There are lots of different secrets, I guess, or patches,
that
or
will remain
whatever
secrets,
you want
right?
Yeah.
You don't want to tell everyone else, otherwise that's it. It's game over.
Yeah, well, I mean, like, is it half the fun of LSDJ is figuring it out?
Yeah.
And I think that's, as I said, I didn't read the manual. I just picked it up and I just went, okay.
Learn by doing.
Yeah.
I like it.
Yeah, me too. So we're going to make a sub bass to the best of our abilities. So again, we're going to use the old triangle wave, because again, got the nice sub. Oh. We don't want it to be C5. See it? Hear that? Nice sort of like, just right after the kick drum, so that it has that funk, and then straight into the, so it goes, you know?
It's good sound.
Yeah, we're not done yet.
Oh wow, here we go.
So yeah, well, now we want our actual bass. And we're going to use a little bit of the synth table that is available on the Wave channel. For this, what we're doing here is synth. I'm creating a new type of synthesizer in the thing, basically a new instrument. Excuse me if I'm not very...
I've got all this. I'll be able to go home and make my own.
You'll just be like, yep, done, no problem, kick drum, yep, sweet. Final Fantasy. Yeah, it's all there. So yeah, there's a lot of different things, you know, there's too much for me to be able to show in 20 minutes. So what I really want to show is just the sort of cool side of it, you know. It's like we're playing with toys, but we're also making cool shit with toys. So yeah, I'm gonna make another bass line go along this. Let's go. So one way to make this more interesting, so we have our instrument screen here, and above is the synth one. You've seen me use that.
Yeah.
But then just to the left above P, you can actually manipulate the waveform that you're working with. So I can go to any point in the waveform, and I can move it up or down, which will create little sort of nuances in the sound. Can you hear that? So, you know, you can sort of play about with the actual waveform itself.
Yeah.
yeah, we'll just go with that for now.
Okay, sounds good.
Yeah. But after this, we want, so what I'm going to do here is enter another kill command, but what it's going to do is just adjust the length of the note, and I'm going to put this on 6 just here, and you'll see it creates like and the L command is like a legato, so it'll go. So what we're gonna do, we're gonna have that, and I'm just gonna fly through this really quickly. All right, and next we're gonna go into the noise channel, and we're gonna create our hi-hats and snares, which is just gonna bring the whole track together. But what I wanna do is I wanna up the tempo a bit, just to give it a bit more, because right now what we have, it's a bit dull. We want it up to about 115. I'm also going to just give this a little bit more character. So we're going to use the same table that we used there before.
Okay.
And when we throw the snares and the hi-hats in, that's whenever it'll all just kind of come together nicely. Yeah. And then from there we could make a full remix from it if we wanted to. So, let's see. I'm going to title this snare. And what we want to do here is basically you start off with this sound. Actually, where is it? So yeah, you start off with this. It's just white noise.
Okay.
And what you have to do is shape that into something interesting.
Yeah.
So if I'm making a snare, I want it to be quite snappy, so I don't want the envelope to be too large. Maybe about, so yeah, you want like a, change the shape of it, which is gonna change the sort of sweep of the white noise, if that makes sense. So you'll see just as I sort of starts to get a bit darker sounding.
Yeah.
So what I really like, DE is nice. And what you can do is again go into the table, give it a bit more character. I like to just add a little, because it gives it more of like a, and add a little bit of panning. So here is the O command, left, right, and then, so what that's going to do is that it's going to make it go left, right, together, but really quickly, so it gives the feeling of, you know how you would microphone drum kits like differently to give it that sort of stereo sound. There's just a few little tricks that you can do to kind of give things a bit more, to make things a bit more realistic, I guess.
This is one of your secrets that you've just given up.
Don't tell anybody. Don't you guys tell anybody. So yeah, we're going to put the snare drum on there, and then we want an open hi-hat. Dance music 101, just.
Yeah, right.
And we want that just to be slightly lower in volume because we don't want it to be too prominent. So it's nice. And in between the open hi-hats, we want a closed hi-hat to give it that. So we're going to create a new instrument. Make this one even lower, just so it's very in the background. Give it C4, just so it's a little bit higher. I don't know if any of this is making sense to you, because I'm flying through it.
I've got it.
Just like, LSDJ, go!
Yeah.
So.
Look at that. That's not bad for 20 minutes, right? I mean, excellent.
Go.
Go, right, no, not really. So yes, thank you very much for joining us and for showing us that. It was wonderful. The game's out on Friday, $6.99 on Xbox One and PC, and it features all of your amazing music. Thank you very much for joining us.
Thank you.
And where can we find you on the internet? Can we find you on Twitter and stuff?
Yes, Twitter, Facebook, chipzel.co.uk is where you can find all my music. And yeah, I'm very social media friendly. So.
Excellent. Thank you very much for joining us, and thank you everyone for watching. We'll see you soon. Cheers. Bye.
Bye. So you can see there's like... Is that a fun one?
The power of music, right?
I know, right? Yeah. Maybe they're just trying to make some Chiptune around.
At the back with the...
We'll continue.
Yes.
If fire happens, we'll run away.
Well, it's probably okay.